It's we chose this name for a reason, and I think the people who watch it, they get it. And I think the more they watch it and the more they see, the more topics we cover, the more the knowledge is changing, makes sense, the more people will gravitate to it, leave their own opinions, and everybody be able to have a healthy, even if it's a slightly heated debate sometimes, but healthy exchange of information, because that's the most valuable thing we got out here.
Most definitely, man. You heard it here yourself. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah,
But
no, for sure.
you said like it's the end of the show. Like you heard it here yourself.
Nah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
for
playing.
sure.
The younger generation who hasn't had a chance to experience life for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
experience much of life yet. Just got big eyes and like ears open, eyes open, just ready for the world. But you know, when we was growing up, you make it past 25, you were OG. But
yeah.
I thought we did a good job kind of breaking that, you know what I'm saying, stereotype down or whatever. But it seems like it's still holding true because like these youngins, man, they just like
They're
they
becoming a lot
they
more
good. They
reckless.
crashing out, bro.
Yeah,
You
they
know, and
becoming a lot more reckless.
it's the like I understand male on male violence as far as like us as men, we are that's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we war with each other and
Mhm.
within ourselves or whatever, but we supposed to have that gentle side for the women, especially nowadays, because a lot of these men were raised by their mothers and grandmothers or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, man. Like I ain't mean to be long winded with that, but you
No,
know,
you good.
like that kind of piqued my interest or whatever. So how do you feel about not really saying do you have any answers for this uh
No, I get exactly
situation,
what you
but
mean.
yeah, what's your take on it?
I think the foundation of the issue needs to be addressed before we can deal with the consequences of what's not being taken care of at the root. If a tree go crooked out the ground, that starts in the ground. It don't We can't be mad at the tree for how it turned out when it wasn't taken care of while it was growing
Yeah,
properly. So with that being said, yeah, the lack of fatherhood, not even necessarily fathers, stuff happens. It is what it is. But the lack of support from uncles or, the grandfather, the strictness from the big cousins, like, hey, you ain't finna be on that. You're not finna disrespect your moms. You're not finna be out here running around willy nilly. Hey, if you got to bump your head, that's cool. But I think a lot of these young guys, man, black, white, in between, Mexican, Hispanic, whatever. I think a lot of them are experiencing the same things, and it's a different time, right? Like back then, even like our generation and like prior to that, social media was not super prevalent. So what you saw was the only thing your eyes had access to, meaning what was around you.
yeah,
So now, and maybe what you saw on music videos or something like that. But now you got so much access, and what comes with access, access work both ways, right? So what they can get their hands on, people can also get their hands on them.
yeah,
So don't nobody want to be the one without. Don't nobody want to be the one not driving the Infinity or not wearing the latest fat. It's like, so they all doing these things because now it's so many eyes on them. It's like the expectations that they have for themselves are very materialistic. Um, a lot of these young guys, like, to speak on the topic of them and how they are towards women, a lot of them aren't being able. They don't know how to emotionally live with themselves, if that makes sense. Maybe
yeah,
that's the wrong way to put that, but a lot of that comes from not knowing how to actually just be a man, bro. Like,
yeah.
and
Emotional
as harsh as it
intelligence.
may sound, yeah, exactly. It's emotional intelligence, and as harsh as that may sound, what that comes down to is you not being able to take simple answers like no. See, when you grow up in a single mom household and you have a child raising a child,
Yeah.
that's kind of an issue because that mother may feel, and this is not all, this only pertains to these situations. This is not a general statement, and it's not a fact based opinion. It's just kind of what I see. It's
Yeah.
personal experience, and I think a lot of people, when they become parents, especially young, when they haven't got to do what they want to do, parenthood becomes like the back burner. Cause oh, I still want to do this. I still ain't traveled. I still want to go to school. I still want to party. I still want to da 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 da. And motherhood or fatherhood becomes second. Becomes it come it, it get puts second to the things that they still want. The pleasures and the freedom that they still desire that being a parent can take away.
Yeah.
So I think to not be long winded about it, to take your word, I think really what it come down to is how are these kids being raised? How are they being handled? Strictness. It's okay to have rules. I think a lot of parents have a problem with. Hey, and if y'all disagree, please jump in the comments. But I think a lot of parents don't know how to decipher being a friend from being a parent. They
Yeah.
don't know how to. They don't know how to. Because you want your kids to like you and love you so much that in trying to gain their respect by allowing them to run over you, then by the time it's too late, you realize now not only are they running over you, they're just completely out of control. It's a semi with no brakes. Flying down the freeway, and now it's everybody else's problem to try to stop it and fix it. Or if something go bad, Lord forbid, now you're talking about, oh, he was such a good kid. He probably was, but we never got to see that side of him because he was out here in stolen cars and driving all reckless, and now he flew out the windshield. And
Yeah.
now we all sad about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we gotta find a way, and this ain't even got nothing to do with, this ain't only got to do with the single moms or just the parents in general, male, I mean, father or mother. Like, we need to recreate villages. Okay, you can't handle them, cool. Do you got a male best friend? Do you know a good father? Let your child spend time with that person. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, my home. If you got a friend, like, if for women, if y'all got friends and y'all see, don't talk behind their back about how they ain't got no control over their child. Try to help. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm saying, like, let's make that the more common solution.
For sure.
So
Yeah, because that is the old saying, man. Like, it takes a village to raise a
it does.
child, man.
It does.
Man.
And
And
that village don't have to consist of people that are blood related. If you feel comfortable enough, like, I ain't saying just leave your child with no anybody. What I'm saying is, hey, if okay, like for example, like say my pops or whatever the case. If I was having a hard time, or my OG, if I was having a hard time with my daughter or something, hey, look, she getting out of pocket. I ain't trying to take it there with her. Somebody better talk to her.
yeah,
Somebody better come get her, come spend some time with her, recharge her. You know what I'm saying? If
yeah,
it ever gets to that point, I feel like people need to be able to do those type of things, not only for their benefit, but it's for the child. We don't want to see y'all young people. We don't want to see y'all crashing out. Yes, I do. I know I look young, but I'm 34 years old. So young folk, you feel me? Young whippersnappers, young Padawans. You did. We don't want to see y'all crash out. We understand. Everybody want to make some money. Everybody want to ride clean. Everybody want to dress nice. You want to be able to travel and do all that. Hey, whatever you got to do to make that happen, I'm not going against that. But use your head, use your common sense, man. Let's be smart. Let's know when to hold them, when to fold them. This a game that you can't get no restart button on. This ain't Grand Theft Auto. Once you waste it, it's over.
for real. Cause like they ain't even going straight to jail no more. They going right to the grave. Like they
Right
like
to it.
it's crazy. And my thing is this, man. It don't take all that.
Nah.
Like all this violence towards women, right? It
Yeah.
don't take all that. Like I understand, bruh. I'm a man myself. My pride get hurt.
Yeah.
My ego get tested. You know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
it done been days where niggas done had to take a walk, fam.
Facts.
It done been days where the best thing you could have did was just take something and smash it, punch
Yep.
the pillow or something. Like not inside the house, like probably outside where ain't nobody going,
Yeah.
ain't nobody around to like,
He
yeah,
said he walked outside swinging like Trey did on the Boys in the
yeah, you know, yeah. No, don't go in the don't go in the crib swinging. You know,
Yeah, no, go outside,
it'll
go
be a
swing like
minute
Trey.
at that point. And dude, I started knocking out the kids and stuff. But no,
Right, right.
but no, find you a safe place, and I don't mean safe like a bunker or nothing like that.
No, I know what you mean.
But like, find you somewhere that you can express yourself. Like if it's the gym, it's the gym.
Yep,
If it's the studio, it's the studio. If it's
yep.
overtime at work, go back to work, my guy. If it's whatever it is, like,
In a
hey
couple
man,
blocks,
like,
not around a little bit.
yeah, don't make a bad situation worse either. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? A lot of these situations come from, and it's, well, I should say, stem from
Mhm.
accountability, fam.
Yeah,
Accountability and the lack of discipline, right?
most definitely.
If you don't have any discipline within yourself where you can tell yourself to stop and start, you know what I'm saying, go or whatever, do this and
Yeah,
do that, don't do this or withhold from doing this, or you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you can't,
yeah,
it go back to when you, like what you said earlier when you was like, most of them ain't used to hearing the word no or whatever. But
yeah,
once they hear the word no, they turn into a different person or whatever.
yep.
Like, all right, cool. If you're gonna get it on your own, get it on your own. But
Mhm.
all this trying to take it out on the person that told you no. Like, my
Yeah,
God, every day you wake up, it's a no somewhere waiting for you, bro.
yeah.
That red light is a no. Nigga, you can't cross the intersection. They
Can't
gotta
go. You
go.
can't move.
Exactly. What, like,
Yeah,
we done seen fatalities from niggas just ignoring the lights and
facts.
ignoring the signs. You want to, all right, rush through, bow. Now we got to take you out right to the grave.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
like, don't ignore the signs. Learn how to, like, try to find a way to be disciplined. And discipline
yeah,
only gonna come from repetition. You gotta find you a routine. You gotta
yep,
wake up and do that. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Like, I'm not the best at it. I done got out of shape. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I worked out a little bit more than I was more active.
Yeah,
But as I
yeah,
got older, you know, I blame life. That's the lack of accountability right there.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody going through something. It's a lot of things going on in people's lives, man. But that don't mean you stop what you got going on. You know,
yeah,
sometimes we might have to detour from what we got going on. Like, baby girl got a ballet performance. All right,
yeah, yeah.
I gotta be there.
Things you just can't help.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, like somebody gets sick in the family, you know, but that don't stop the mission. Uh that don't take away the goal. That don't erase the
Right.
goal. You know what I mean? So like at the same it's like find a routine. That's where
Yeah,
your repetition gonna come from. Once you
yeah,
get that routine, build it, like build within that routine something that's gonna be a stress reliever. Now, people
yeah.
make fun of people that play the video game,
Hmm.
but for a lot of men that play video games, it's their way to unwind, as my dad used
It's
to say. What's
therapeutic,
the
bro.
word? Yeah. So what's the word they say now? Decompress.
Yeah, decompressing.
Yeah. So like it's a way to decompress. That's their
Yeah,
safe spots. For some people, is getting up in the morning or getting off of work and going to the gym. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But like as young men, fam, like the only way you gonna get ahead in life is to stay out of the way, fam.
yeah,
Staying out the way is gonna be staying out of your own way too. So you
yeah,
gotta get you a routine, develop your discipline, and take accountability, fam. Like everything that you do in life is your fault. It don't
yeah,
matter what you went through. Like the moment you make a decision, this how I'm gonna deal with this, then now it became your fault. The results are your fault. And you
yeah,
know, that's my opinion. If you disagree, leave a comment. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah. Or if
real
you do agree,
respectful.
or if you want to add on, like for me, I don't disagree with it at all. My thing is, for personally, routines, like when things are too much of the same, that could be a little rocky for me. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Um, but again, nonetheless, for the most part in my day, I got a good idea of what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that for the most part. But every now and then, I don't mind. on a Tuesday, instead of cooking dinner or grabbing some fast food, let's go sit at the restaurant. Just small
Yeah,
things. Or, instead of watching my favorite YouTube show, you know what? Tonight I'm gonna watch the game. Just little things, that just kind
yeah,
of mix it up a little bit. Um, I think another thing, bro, that men have a problem with. Stop being afraid to ask for help.
yeah,
Stop being afraid to say, I don't understand, I don't get it, I don't know what to do. That's what we all here for. It's good to have a good circle, a good network system. It's good to see people. I got friends who are married. I got friends who could probably be pimps if they try hard enough. You know, it's just literally, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that's just what it is. But these still my partners, this is my circle, and I get something valuable from each person. You know what I'm saying? And I try my best to provide something valuable to each person. And if I'm going through something or if I feel some type of way, listen, bro, I might throw it in a group chat. Man, this was going on. Woo out the bam. Some people gonna reply, some people ain't. Some people might wait till they see me and pull me to the side. Hey, you all right? You decent? I seen what you had going on. Woo out the bam.
yeah,
Whatever. It's cool though because that allows you, like you say, before you just react, you got to think first.
yeah,
So like you say, these young partners crashing out with these women, and you taking these precious black women from us and from their kids. You know,
yeah, man.
go out, go find you somebody to talk to. Find even if you got to go yell at somebody else. You got a little side chick, go cuss her out. Because you really ain't mad
Bro,
at her. Go start
yeah,
a fight with her, come back home, and now it's kind of off your chest.
yeah,
Learn how to express yourself. A lot of men. You ain't even got to be young.
yeah,
Excuse me. It's some grown ass men right now that's older than us who don't know how to sit down and say, "Hey, I had a problem with this. I wish it could have been handled like that, or I wish you would have approached me, like this with whatever question or accusation or idea that you had. Maybe next time let's try it this way so we don't have this type of problem." Bro, you got to learn how to communicate. I've had to learn how to communicate, like to the point where now it's sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But at the end of the day, you whatever it takes to solve the problem most effectively, that's what you're trying to do. Even if it means, hey, you know what, we just won't talk for a couple days
yeah. And you gotta
until
be okay.
I
You
got
gotta,
my mind right, you got your mind right. Whatever it is that need to be done, hey, outside of necessity, you good, you straight, you hungry. It's like
yeah.
we ain't finna have no extended conversation because we got some shit that need to be hashed out
Hey,
that
that's
that
one
we
thing.
obviously ain't ready to do it.
That's
So
one
instead
thing
of
I
instead of just
want.
arguing every single day, we gonna take a couple of days off, and then when it make its way back around, if need be, we'll address it. If it fall off and it's like, you know what, whatever was the issue is no longer an issue. Sometimes that's okay too. That's the end of the chapter. It's okay to close it right there. It was a problem. It ain't a problem. Done. Let's keep going.
That's a
You
fact.
know?
I like, and that like that works into that communication thing too. Like,
Yeah.
I just for one, I don't care how mad you is at your spouse, man
Yeah.
or woman. Should nobody be going to bed starving, fam? So like I don't like that's not no revenge for me. Like to
Yeah.
me, that's like that's beyond petty. That's just neglect at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm over at Susan's house eating some tacos, don't get mad. I was hungry. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But that aside, it is people we gotta stop this attachment thing, right? Like
Mm.
you don't own her. I don't
Exactly.
care if she say she your girl. You don't own her, bro. She gonna
Yeah.
make decisions that she feel is best for herself, and
What
you
they say,
gotta be
if you
okay with that.
if
And
you
that
don't
she
get up and wash it every morning, it ain't yours.
exactly. If you can't put the two and two together, hey, knowledge is
Hey.
hey, but exactly, bro. It ain't yours, man. And we got like I feel like it's a sense of entitlement that these young men, or shit, any man at
Yeah.
50 points a day, especially back in the day, you know what I'm saying, where they
Yeah.
felt like, hey, now I mean back in the day it was more so marriage, but nowadays it's
Yeah.
more so boyfriend, girlfriend, and like they treating it like it's marriage. They acting like it.
Yeah.
they want the vibe to be as deep as that, but they're
Mhm.
putting too much sauce on it, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
too much
It's
lemon pepper, Jack.
yeah, it's stages to everything, man. I don't care how long y'all boyfriend and girlfriend. If y'all stuck in the stage and y'all still trying to work past that stage, then that is what it is.
Yeah.
If y'all in it together, right? As long
Yeah.
as y'all ain't, I mean, whatever. That's the stage y'all in. I can't
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
stage it is, though. So you know what I'm saying. But like, if you waking up every day and you not moving on with your life,
Mhm.
then you know what I'm saying? Like just cause you making that decision, that's your decision. That
Yeah.
don't mean she's waking up every morning with the same thought process. So if she
Yeah.
decide that Wednesday, like, you know what, this where the train stop or the bus in,
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
then that's what it is, bro. Like all this, like it's okay to fight for something emotionally or whatever, but all this physical violence or because like this thought process ain't got nothing to do with the original story that I had brought up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a lot of ego and male, because I like I said it was alleged, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me
Yeah. I
clear
got you.
that
I
up.
got you.
So like
I
I
mean,
don't.
but it does happen.
Yeah, yeah. So
This is
like
stuff that does happen. So.
this is stuff that happens where your ego get
Mhm.
inflated and you don't want to be told no.
Yeah.
So when she walking out the door, she telling you, nah, you know what I'm saying? This ain't it. I'm moving on. And now you want to physically fight because you can't
Mhm.
get through to her. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, you know, it's a lot, you know, and we
It's
as men, we
unnecessary.
know it's a lot,
It's
but
unnecessary.
I'm saying it's a lot to deal with. It's
Yeah.
in that moment, that's a lot of emotion, right? You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like it's a lot of thoughts going through you, but still, you gotta understand who you are as a man, fam. You a
A
black,
lot of them don't.
yeah,
A
you
lot of
know,
them don't.
yeah.
You
That's why they put
crashing out.
themselves in that position,
That's how you crash out because
yeah,
you don't know which direction you can really take. There are other options, and
yeah,
like you said, with accountability, don't wait till she don't want to be with you no more to fight. You should have been doing that in the first because you knew you was fucking up.
yeah,
It's accountability, you know. Now, both parties gotta both want it. You know, if she just don't, no matter you could be a good solid dude. You could have been doing everything right. Maybe she just want some freedom. Maybe she want to explore other opportunities. She has a right to do that. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, player. You know,
yeah.
you
It's
might be a
gonna
little
hurt.
bothered by it
Yeah,
for a couple weeks, for a couple months. You know, however you choose to deal with that, trust me, you got way more options than throwing your life away or taking her life and taking your own life, which has happened before. You know, this it's a lot. You know, especially if these young people got children, and it happens with people our age and older too.
yeah,
Why you think shows like Snapped exist and all this other stuff? And that's the other side of it.
yeah.
That ain't even what men doing to women. Women are very well capable of doing it too, even though this
Bro,
ain't
some of
necessarily
them
about.
stories, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
mean,
ain't
not to go. Yeah, it's not about that,
necessarily
but
about them. It's
yeah,
but the thing is, it's still this is a human problem,
yeah,
right? Where it's you got people who don't know how to let go,
yeah. They be
right?
too attached.
And you got that. What's that saying that people be saying? What's that crazy ass when you know a motherfucker crazy? Oh, if I can't have you, nobody can. I
Oh
tell everybody,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell my daughter if a motherfucker because they say that and try to mask it as if it's not a threat. That's a
yeah,
threat, shorty, and treat it like that.
yeah,
Be bothered by that. Don't think
yeah.
it's cute. Don't think it's flattering. Have an issue with that.
That's on. Yeah,
That's a threat. That's just as good as telling me next time I see you, you dead. You done
yeah,
for. I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because what you mean?
That's saying like the intention, I guess. But nah, you know what I mean? Because you
Premeditated.
don't never know what nobody mean by that, fam.
Yeah, but see, I ain't
It's a
trying to
wide
find out.
spectrum. Yeah, exactly. It's too
I
wide of a
don't
spectrum, fam.
care what you mean by it. The fact that
Yeah,
you said it, I'm gonna take it the wrong way anyway.
yeah.
Ain't nothing you can say that's gonna make that.
If I
You
can't
can't make
have you,
that like a
nobody
joke.
can.
There's
That's
nothing
crazy.
positive about that. Because what
Nah,
do you mean? What do you mean by that?
that don't make sense.
You
It
know,
never
so
made sense to me. That's
nah,
like for me, I don't like when people say, you're my everything. I don't want to
yeah.
be all
I don't
that.
want to be everything.
You know what I'm
You need a
saying?
life.
Exactly. You need a life. Go find you something else. The
Go
to
find you
God
something else to do.
compliment.
I'll be here when you
Yeah,
done enjoying yourself. I'm cool. You know, you get tipsy, come to the bar and jump all on me. I'm cool with
yeah,
that. Don't put me at the center of your universe. Don't that's a pressure that nobody deserves.
exactly, dude. Is be your own sinner, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was male or man or woman,
Yeah.
right? Be your own sinner, man. Like what's
The solar system ain't got
back to what
one
Cat
planet
Williams
in
said. You're your star player. You the star player. Go ahead, bro. What
it.
you said?
No, I was just saying, like, you know me, I be having all these crazy ass analogies and shit.
Yeah,
And it's like, you know, well, most solar systems at least, they got more than one planet going around the sun. Some of them got two stars, you know? So it's kind of like this is not just one of those things where um this ain't gonna stop no time soon, unfortunately. But this is something that I think a roadblock needs to be put up sooner than later. Some diversion needs to start happening sooner than later.
it's
We need
more
more people talking
conversations.
about this. Yeah, we need more people talking about this instead of the shit that. And I don't knock nothing, but like, okay, if a woman materialistic, so what? If she only want to date a man who got money, so what? That's her
Yeah,
preference. Who cares? If a dude only like light skinned girls or white girls, or he only like skinny girls, or buddy bro only like fat girls with afros, like who cares?
respect, my nigga.
Yeah, like go
Relax.
for what you want.
Yeah.
That people want to focus on that. It's okay for me to have a preference. It ain't okay for me to take a motherfucker life just because she ain't doing what I want her to do.
Or I had one night of fun and it didn't go the
You
way I
know,
wanted to.
and
Yeah.
you sitting up there choking motherfuckers out and embarrassing people at their jobs and damaging their property. It's like, come on, man. Like it's way more stuff going on. It's way more stuff going on that could be being addressed, you know, within this topic
Damn,
and
bro. It's
just
just
within the
it's
community.
thank you,
Period.
bro. It's a lot. It's a lot. This is like a compressed file right here. This
It is.
conversation. Because there's so much that goes within this conversation. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's we could it's so many points that could get touched. Like
Yeah.
I think that's a pause right there. My bad. There's so many issues
I
that can
got
be
you. I
talked
feel what you
about.
mean. Yeah. Facts. No, I feel you.
You know what
You
I'm
got that.
saying? But at the end of the day, man, like just to just to close the casket on this one. Well, not to say
Yeah.
that, sorry.
I get what you
But
mean. They get what you mean.
at the end of the day, man, like we gotta it's gonna start with a conversation and it's gonna
Mhm.
start with accountability. All this
Yeah.
man versus woman, all this a single dad couldn't do with a single mom, and you put a single mom and a single dad, like all this 50-50, all these conversations that
Yeah.
don't mean anything
They
because
really don't.
it's not affecting the family structure, right? Like you got a two-parent household raising two kids supposedly in the suburbs, right? That's the
Mhm.
idealistic view of what suburban families are. It's two parents, two or whatever, how many kids, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
two parents up top. You want to talk crazy about the inner. We ain't gonna never get there because we stuck at a conversation that don't mean nothing. Like
You know.
that whole finish line thing, like you ain't gotta necessarily be married. Know what I'm saying? Because I don't
Yeah.
nowadays things different, whatever. But building together ain't gonna start until we start having tough conversations
Yeah.
and we agree either to disagree or we agree on a solution. So we can
Yeah.
move it forward, man. Because everybody's stuck at this. I feel like us as a community, we all stuck at this boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, bro, that's high school to me, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
I
said,
mean,
like, I don't
I
mean
can
the
say,
marriage part of it. I'm just saying, like, no, we like you should have the idea what a boyfriend, girlfriend is, that should have been already figured
yeah.
or
No,
whatever relationship. Yeah, go ahead, my
at
bad.
this point, you have spouses and partners,
Yeah, and you
right?
should know what you want. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I
Because
think you know what's crazy. I think a lot of people do know what they want, and that's kind of part of the problem, you know, because
uh
you have to go through the process of getting there. See, a lot of times, bro, you go through shit in life, and it's self developing, and you
yeah,
don't realize it. It's like, okay, I'm at this point, right? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to get out of this? in order to move on to the next step. And a lot of people don't live their life thinking like that. And when they become stagnant, or not necessarily stagnant, but when your progress ain't the progress you want, it's because you haven't learned what you needed to learn to hold what you want to hold. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to carry 50 pounds, why I'm finna give you 100 for?
Yeah.
You ain't learned how to manage this yet. You ain't learned how to be as effective and as resourceful as you can with what you have. What you need more for? You don't even know what to do with what you got in your hands already.
Man, that's what I mean by stages. And I feel like take relationships out of it. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
cats be stuck in stages of their life too, fam.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
cats like when they be that whole I know he said it jokingly, but damn homie, in high school you was a man, homie.
yeah. The
Fuck
glory
happened to
days.
you?
The
Yeah,
glory
like
days.
also like a lot of cats don't like man. I even at one point it hit me. I was sitting down. I'm like, I'm watching my son play. I'm like, damn, I'm a grown ass man, fam. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
some of the decisions, some of the lifestyle choices we making, like we got to be thinking like, fam, like we gonna be 40 in no time. And I like
yeah,
and to my youngest that's in their 20s, bruh, is if you have a blast, you're gonna be 30 tomorrow. All right. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Cause you ain't going it's gonna go by like, you know what I'm saying? Cause you living, right?
yep,
But if you not living, if you walking around depressed, if you angry all the time, if you harboring emotions and
yeah,
not talking to people and stuff, time gonna tick slow. And
yeah.
you gonna be feeling like, man, you gonna have too
You
much,
gonna
you
be
gonna feel
stuck
like
in
too
place.
much
You gonna
time
be
to
running in
think.
place.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like they say, man, they try to glorify this idea of having motion. I got motion going on right now, and I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You need to be making movement, bro. You need progress. You need to actually be moving towards something. You can have all the motion you want and be in this. You can be twirling in one spot. That's what motion is by definition, bro. It's kind of like you're not. That doesn't mean you're moving anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like at this point you gotta put the wheels on the ground and get them rolling. You just got them spinning right now. You got to put them on the ground and get them rolling. But whether that's emotionally, whether it's with your hustle, your grind, your dreams, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, it's like, and I got that bad. Like I'm kind of an overthinker. That's why I love how this came about, and it was ready to hit the ground already. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no thought needed. Get in, let's ride type. You feel me?
For
So
sure.
I think a lot of cats just gotta do that. Just gotta and stop worrying about what's going on around you. Like
Yeah,
learn how
man.
learn how to turn off the noise. It's okay when I pull up to the light. If it's a Chevy on this side and a Benz on this side, I'm happy that everybody at the light. I'm happy that we all finna make it through safe. I ain't worried about what you got, what they got. Nothing, man. When it's your turn, it'll be your turn. And trust me, everybody get a turn. Some people get more than one. Just be ready for when it's yours.
For real, man. For real. What you got for us, bro?
Well, I had some lighter topics,
Okay.
some stuff that I don't think, well, people probably knew. But speaking of men, pause, man, what you think about this Mike and Shannon Sharpe beef, man? This Mike Epps and Shannon Sharpe beef.
I think
I think
Mike
it's silly,
I
first
think
and foremost,
what you
but
think is what?
I think it's silly.
I overall I think it was great marketing,
Yeah,
but I don't know for what side yet, right? Because I know Cat Williams, I mean not Cat Williams, I know Mike Epps said some things pertaining to that Cat Williams interview, and Cat Williams,
yeah.
it wasn't nothing negative, but
Nope, it
it
wasn't bad
was
at
it
all.
was business, it was like business savvy kind of
Mm,
stuff, right? Where he was just
mm.
trying to put his name into the conversation, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And then it's like he doubled down with a Shannon Sharpe conversation. I mean, like
mm,
joke or whatever, a few
yeah.
shows later, because they didn't happen it wasn't at the same time, if I'm
Nah,
calling this correctly. Like he said what
mm,
he said about the business, like man, he should have just said my name because I'm trying
I
to get
think.
publicity. But then like later down the line, he said a different joke about Club Shay Shay tried to call me and woo.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, they didn't happen at the same time.
which turned out not to be true. So what happened was when Cat did the interview, he felt like Shannon Sharpe was trying to get Cat to say something negative about him, but he wouldn't, and he didn't. And so Mike made the joke and was like, "Man, you ain't bring my name up. I want to be, part of the conversation too." Woo, woo, woo.
Okay.
But then something later came out about. I think initially he lied and said they tried to get him to come on the show, but he recently posted a video to his IG where he stated that he did in fact reach out to Shannon Sharpe about coming on to Club Shay Shay
Okay.
and whatever that was. But Shannon Sharpe kind of took it left because I guess Mike made some jokes about him. Why they call grown man Shay Shay, basically insinuating that he was,
Yeah.
of a certain community,
Yeah. We're gonna
possibly. And so, Unc didn't take too late today. I guess he told him next time he see him, it's on site. He gonna pull up. I said, he motherfucker crazy in here, boy.
Man, come on, man. Ain't nobody try. Uncle, and they ain't even trying fire. Hey, I did hear though. I heard the response that Mike Epps said he
Mm,
wasn't about to be on that.
Nah. I mean, he ain't finna be on no drama. That's why I say I think the beef is silly. It's like Lotto and Ice Spice. Like, what they finna do? Ride around shooting at each other? Like, this is not a real beef.
I
You know what I
actually
mean?
like they beef though.
I don't even know what it's about.
It,
Excuse me.
okay, if from my recollection in chat, I can be wrong, but so Lotto did like some kind of story or reel or something like that.
Mhm.
Uh, and like she said something, but Ice Spice video was in the back playing
Ah,
it. And then Ice Spice had responded with a song, I guess, if
mm,
anything, and then Lotto responded back with a song. But like
okay.
I'm like, at the same time, Nicki Minaj and Lotto was beefing too. You know what I'm saying? Because Nicki Minaj said Lotto is like trying to copy your swag and all this. But for me, I'm like, man, it's 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 cool because men
I
do
like
it.
the competition, but I don't.
Yeah.
I now if they say okay, that's my competitor, that's one thing. But I don't want to hear female rappers. No disrespect, but I don't want to hear them say they beefing.
Nah, I just
Just,
don't want to hear
just
a
be
woman saying,
competitive.
I don't want to hear a woman dropping a song saying you think you the shit, but you a fart. Like what?
See,
What?
I ain't even heard that, but
Ice
yeah,
Spice dropped that. Like, bro, come on. Lotto, listen, for people that's not familiar with Lotto, Lotto can really rap. Like she can,
I like a
you know what
few
I'm
songs
saying?
that I do hear by Lotto. I do. She got a
I
nice
don't
little
know if
flow.
she got writers as far as like a whole song, but the art form of rapping, being
Yeah,
able to say the words that's on that
mhm,
paper, she can do that very well or whatever.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like Ice Spice, that whole she got like the same sound every track or whatever. And this just like me being like I used to make music back in the days, you know.
yeah.
Y'all
Same.
probably ain't know that, but now you know. So like I'm very familiar with the game, you know what I'm saying? So but Ice Spice, whatever, she got like a similar she got a certain style, certain sound or whatever, if you could say.
Yeah.
Overall, um, I think it's cute. You know what I mean? And yes, I said
Yeah.
that. I said that to be funny, women. I said that to be offensive. Yes, I did. So like if you go, oh, he saw yes, I'm not, but I said it to sound like one. Yes, I
Right,
think
right.
it's cute because at the end of the day, y'all not about to go throw no hands and y'all not about to do
Yeah,
ain't
it'll
nobody
never
got
be that
yeah.
serious.
It ain't gonna be Tupac and Biggie, it ain't gonna be 50 Cent and Ja Rule
And we don't want it to be that either.
Jeezy and Gucci. No, we don't. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, we know, like, I don't, me honestly, just don't bring Sexy Red into it and y'all gonna be good. Y'all careers will be all right. You know what I'm saying? Because Sexy Red about that life, all right? So I just want y'all to know that. She was banging, she had her baby and was banging right after that on the real
Yeah, that's true.
in the hospital. Like, you know what
That's also could be
I mean?
you can also look at that as some silly ass, goofy ass behavior, but to each their own. You hear me?
It's
I don't knock
ignorance, dog, but it's hey,
I don't knock nobody, man.
hey, hey,
You
dog.
know
I,
something
look,
else that I kind of wanted to pivot on is the fact that these stars do not get paid for the Super Bowl.
oh, I seen that. That nigga got he
They-
got a he got a W-2 check, bro.
But you know what's crazy? This is how it happens.
Hey, dog.
But there's a lot of financial science behind it. I kind of want to read it, but it's a little long.
Hey, go
But
ahead. You got a little
so
time.
basically, what tends to happen is um they they're more so for the exposure. So this is how it works. The NFL signs. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase this. So basically, the NFL signs a $50 million sponsorship deal, and the artist in return gets a $15 million production budget.
Okay.
So the budget is set to cover anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 part-time workers for set design, security, dancers, marketing, whatever. The artists do not get any of the money. So the example they gave was the weekend. He spent $7 million of his own money for Super Bowl 55, and reportedly, Dr. Dre did some of the same. So the question is, then why do they do it? The answer is exposure, obviously.
Okay.
So how they back that up is the Super Bowl is watched by 115 million people, right? So the brands pay $7 million for 30-second ads, whatever. But the performances are roughly 13 minutes of uninterrupted, like there's no commercial in between the performances, nothing. Once it starts, it goes all the way through, right? So then what tends to happen is, for example, they use the example Justin Timberlake. He saw a 534% increase in his music sales after Super Bowl 52. Um, Travis Scott, his fee doubled from a half a million to $1 million after Super Bowl 53.
Who,
Rihanna, for
Travis
example,
Scott?
yeah, he went from 500,000 to $1 million a show after
He didn't
Super
even
Bowl
have
50.
a he didn't even have a set. I mean, not like a set. He didn't. That was even like, yeah, he didn't have a. That wasn't his own headline.
I don't even remember him being there, but
No, he didn't
apparently,
headline. He just featured.
whatever he did there caused his fee to double. It was enough exposure to make his fee go up.
Wow.
Rihanna, she ended up getting
She
three. She
retired
gained
again
the
after that. That's
she gained the extra 3 million followers, and her Fenty beauty search went up 833%.
and then she retired and
Yeah, I
had two
mean,
more
she should have
kids.
been retired anyway. And another fun fact is her performance had more views than the actual game. Her performance was 118 million views. The game only averaged about 115.
I'm about to see what game that was.
The year before last.
I'll keep going. I got
Um, and so yeah, so with Usher, he dropped his new album. I think that Friday, his new album came out before the Super Bowl performance, and so he's looking for increasing sale tickets and increasing sales for the album and just things like that come with the exposure, and so that's why they do it for free. My question is, I
you.
know the money
Eagles
comes
and the
eventually.
Chiefs.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, does the I even though the money comes later, should they still get at least a little $1 million check for their performance, or should they be thankful with the exposure? Because what if an artist comes like say a Coldplay or something? It's half of that audience are black folk. I'm never finna go see what Coldplay talking about. I'm just gonna keep it honest with you. I'm never finna go check what Blake Lively got outside of what I see on this performance. Like, I'm not doing any further research. So I don't know if these numbers pertain, with the exception of Justin Timberlake. And they also listed Shakira and J Lo. They each gained like few million Instagram followers after their performance too. So, I mean, I guess you had your fan base expanded. I don't know if that always equates to money, because followers don't always equate to hard ticket sales, and hard ticket sales is what gets you paid.
I'll say this. And here's some marketing advice for entrepreneurs. and
Yeah, from our marketing
individuals just
expert here at Knowledge Exchange.
yeah, and professionals of the like. Um, Lead with love, and the money will follow. That don't pertains to everything. That
Hmm.
pertains to things that you know you will see a rate of return on,
Yeah,
right? So an example would be if I got a friend with a lot of followers, and I'm talking about semi-famous, probably C-list celebrity or whatever.
yeah,
I'll design them a shirt for free, right?
yeah,
Why? Because if they throw on that shirt now, if somebody asks about it, if they go live and somebody asks about it, now the people search coming back and they searching at me or whatever. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Now I got my a little followers up. That might lead to another sale. So you gave this
Mm.
item out for free. You sold two shirts for $50. That's $50 for that three shirts, basically. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yep.
I don't know what you're selling your shirts for. You determine that. But you still made a little money. You got two more sales that you didn't have, and it was a rate of return. Now you will see on Shark Tank, right?
Mhm.
They'll do the evaluation, then they'll ask for a certain percentage of the company or whatever,
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
certain percentage of the stock, uh,
yeah.
or a partnership sometimes. You know what I mean? They'll
Hmm.
partner with the next shark or whatever. So the reason why they're doing that as an investor, it's about rate of return.
Hmm.
Learn this word, rate of return. Return on interest is ROI.
Hmm.
Rate of return or return on interest. Now, the reason why you want to invest or return on investment, my bad, return on investment. So the reason why you want to invest early in some of these stocks, because you never know what McDonald's gonna be 25 years down the line or whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like people will look back and they'll be like, oh man, you paid this amount of money or you got paid this amount of money. But on the flip side of everything, fam, to go back to the Super Bowl, them people, when they signed up to do the Super Bowl, they knew that it's always like it's been a proven fact that there's a rate of return or return on investment when you do the Super Bowl halftime. No doubt, they
Yeah,
they already did the numbers. So whenever they go look and they go add a performer for that halftime show, they
yeah.
know what they can bring them. So it's up to that person. And the thing you said $1 million, I was thinking to myself, I said, damn, bro, he didn't even ask for 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he got paid like 871 or 671 or something.
You got like a $600 something dollar check.
Yeah. W2 in Wisconsin, like 672.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah. It was some
But
bullshit.
at the end of the day, they said he's gonna get over $100 million on the back end of that. Shit, give me my 700, $671, man. I'll go stand on
Yeah.
Flat Black right now with a sign. If the,
No,
if the
I
flip side of
definitely
that
get
don't be, yeah.
I definitely get the money that's coming for it, but you got to think, no, not remember how big it was when Michael Jackson did it, when Prince did it, when
Oh,
none of these people got paid for those performances. I mean, you get the exposure, and that's your
no,
payment,
they
right?
still they still like okay, so this is streaming era. This is
Right
streaming era.
nowadays.
So like you got to think about all the press that they got when they did the
Right,
Super
right,
Bowl. So like
right.
some of them were able to maybe go on like parlay that into a tour. Some of them was
Yeah,
probably able to
exactly.
parlay that into like revamp their careers or whatever, be able to
Yeah,
drop another album. Some of
yeah.
them was probably able to go on a media tour or whatever, where they was
Hmm.
able to get exposure and whatever they had going on was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
or attached to them was able to benefit from that. So that would have been their return of investment back then. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure they probably had a let's see what the numbers are, and then
Hmm.
we'll still give you a check on the back end or whatever. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because they couldn't measure to like without this kind of technology, they probably
Yeah,
couldn't measure the exact amount that they were gonna be able to give them on the back end. But I'll say, as far as what you were saying about the acts that they were bringing to the Super Bowl halftime that
yeah.
people weren't happy with. That's why they went after Jay-Z, and that's why they hired Jay-Z to be a consultant when it comes
Yeah.
to time shows, because majority of the players are black, which means majority of their family is watching, which means
Yep.
that audience is black for the most part. And if they
Hmm.
got a mixed family or whatever, if it's different cultures or whatever, now you reaching this black audience that loves to spend money and make events about everything. You spending
Yep.
these white you reaching this Caucasian audience that, or different ethnicity audience. I'll put them
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
in the
Just
same.
in general. Yeah.
Yeah, others or whatever. They're constantly spending money. They're season ticket holders. They like to flaunt and buy press boxes and do all this. They're big money
Yeah.
spenders or whatever. So let's bring in the right acts, because once we lose viewership at home, it don't matter how many people bought tickets to this Super Bowl. We ain't
Right.
making that much money. That's why you would have they had I can't, I didn't look it up, but it was a Super Bowl that that failed or whatever. Like it had
Mm.
probably the worst viewership in Super Bowl history or whatever, and it was recently, and it was right before they made that change. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they want. The black dollar, dog. The black dollar the only thing to spend, bro. Everything else get trapped in this community, bro. And I don't mean to sound like it's research. It's out there. It's studies. You can find it yourself. I'm not making this up. You can look at the community and see, when you go into the inner city, and you can see the Middle Eastern man, the African man, the Chinese man, the white man, all got shops set up within this community. But when you go out into their communities, do you see us?
Right.
Really
No.
don't. You don't see no barbecue business out there. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
it's Tony's, it's white Tony. It ain't black Tony. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's just the research. That's the market research, man.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I was just curious because I don't know if a lot of people knew that or not. I feel like it was a good exchange of knowledge to let people
I
know,
did
hey,
not.
yo,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
they
that.
don't get paid. They don't get a dollar up front for doing it. Their payment is quote unquote, as listed as stated in the article. Their payment is exposure. Whatever you get from that, whether it's views, whether it's ticket sales, whether it's album sales, whether people go and stream your music, the new generation who maybe weren't familiar with you and they liked a couple songs they heard, that's where you get your money from, and the increase in sales, the increase in streams, the increase in followers or whatever. If you got a popping Instagram page, you get ad revenue and all that. But there's no check given to them like, hey, here's your budget, here's your money for putting a show together, and go out there and kill it. It's like
Yeah,
you go out there, and even out of the 15 million, whatever you don't spend, you don't get any of the money. No way, no way, no. There's no loophole where you can touch any of that paper and put it in your pocket. Either
but
spend it all on the budget or it's ours.
the thing is also, to add to what you're saying, they be paying, like, think about all the companies that pay all this money for them commercial slots too,
Yeah, they
right?
said it's $7 million for
It's
30 seconds.
ridiculous amount of cash, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah,
Kanye made what they said. Kanye made
19 million.
91 million, 19 million,
19 off his set.
19 off of 30 seconds,
Yep.
off of 7 million.
Yep.
Right? That's a nice flip, man.
It is.
That's a nice flip. So like at the end of the day, man, it's always about, when it comes to business, your profit loss, your bottom line. But if you're gonna put some money into anything, before you go out there and just do it, before you be
Yeah.
impulsive, look at the ROI. And how do you determine what your ROI is? Look at the business that you're dealing with. Look at
Right.
how they're operating. Look at what they got going on, what they're getting from the business that they're already doing. And then
Yeah.
if they're asking for your service or your help, or you're looking to do business with them, what can you provide that's gonna put them over the top? And you put key performance, they call KPIs, key
Yeah.
performance indicators. you do measuring systems. All right, in 3 months we're gonna look at your social media following, or in 3 months we're gonna look at your profit loss and see where you was at year to date, last year compared to this year.
Yeah,
Well, it's a lot
yeah.
of business jumbo. I could get into it, man, but at the end of the day,
No, you
ROI,
good.
people, ROI. All right,
You good. All right. One last thing before, unless you got something else, but I just want to ask if you ain't seen it, then it won't matter. Have you seen the movie The Book of Clarence?
I have not seen it.
All
Is
right,
it
then I
what is
won't
it?
run it.
Is it an Amazon? Uh,
No, it actually came out in the movie. So the same guy who, well, the production company with Jay-Z, and the same guy who directed, and created The Harder They Fall on Netflix,
okay,
the Black Cowboy movie. So Jay-Z and that same guy, they have this movie now, The Book of Clarence, is their second project.
okay.
So it did actually come out in theaters, but it flopped like terrible. Like I think it made, like, opening weekend, I think it made like less than 4 million on like a $40 million budget.
Damn, that nigga love
So
the
it did
he love that 40, don't he?
it
The
it
40
did yeah,
40
right,
club and
right,
shit.
right.
That
Nah, but
nigga.
it did bad. But essentially what the movie is about, I wonder if I don't want to give you like the professional synopsis.
I ain't that kind of guy, but like if our viewers haven't seen it, just give them a little insight.
No, I'm not gonna tell them about them. I'm just gonna kind of give them idea what it's about if anybody
Oh,
hasn't
okay.
watched it.
Yeah.
So it's just basically about the main character Clarence or whatever, and the story takes place in the time of Jesus. So they're in, I think it's Jerusalem. I believe they're in Jerusalem. Uh, and you got this guy that they know of who's going around, and as from their perspective, he's supposedly performing these miracles and things like that. And then you got this guy Clarence who's just trying to find and make a way. That's all. And without giving too much, I won't give too much more than that. But I think there's a reason why people didn't go see it, and I think that reason is extremely unfair. Uh, I think people definitely should get a movie a chance. Um, I didn't. I was very excited to see it. What I will say is, after seeing it, I don't feel like they played it like super safe, but the story was just a tad bit kind of over here, then over there, then now we right here. But I did like the visual. I like the idea of someone being around in that time and getting to experience it, and then things coming full circle, so to speak. So it's not a bad movie. I think people, if they step outside of a certain aspect, they can give it a fair shot and just kind of watch it for what it is, which is entertainment. Um,
Is this B Mahoney's first must watch?
I think it's I wouldn't say a must watch, but I'll call it a should watch.
It should watch. Okay.
So on a scale of don't worry, don't waste your money, should, and must see, this is in the middle. This is a you should check it out.
Okay. All right.
You know,
Yeah.
this ain't it's not something that I would suggest you skip over, but this ain't something I suggest you break your neck to go and watch. But I think you should check it out.
There you
You
have
know,
it. You
um,
should check out
it's
the
a
Book
good
of
movie.
Clarence.
It's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. Now I tell you what, I like the cast. The cast was pretty dope. For people who don't know, we have Lakeith Stanfield, which I know a lot of people are familiar with.
Yeah, very
Tiana
familiar with
Taylor
him.
plays a role in it, and a couple other people. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's a really good. I think it's a really good representation of Black people in a time that they try to keep us out of,
Okay.
and
No,
that's
it's
why I
something I'm
think,
gonna have to check out because
yeah,
I
that's
seen
why
you
I
was
think
talking
people should
about it.
watch. Because think about it like this: people complain about all the Black movies. What is it? Slave movies,
Yeah,
uh,
drug movie, hood movie.
abuse.
Yeah.
We drug dealers. We drug addicts. This is a movie that paints us in a very different light, and only thing people can do is find reasons to not watch it, and I think that's ridiculous.
It seemed like it might be some truth telling in there.
Uh Truth telling would be a subjective statement. It would be very subjective and very you know, opinion based, rather. I say that as a person who's seen it. I do think that it does show the truth that, we were there, obviously, and the people who are in those times probably look more like us than Jeff Fox fucking worthy. That's for sure. And I think that's what a lot of people don't want to see, but reality is that's more than likely the reality, the one y'all trying to paint, you know. Um, but yeah, so that's my that was another topic. I got a couple other things, but I guess I'll save them so we won't take up too much time. There's one other thing that I just found kind of funny that I wanted
Hey
to
man,
touch
go
on.
ahead, man.
With so did you hear about the incident with Killer Mike and Kai Cenat?
No. Is that why he
So
got carried out the Grammys?
allegedly, if I'm not mistaken, the something happened with some of Kai Cenat security, and that's what kind of that all took out. But I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I think it just was something. If I'm not mistaken, it could be something very random. But so what happened was, obviously, as we all should know by now, Killer Mike did win. He won 3 Grammys. He swept every category he was in. He did one. So congratulations to the OG on that. He won Best Rap Album of the Year. He won Best Rap Performance of the Year, and I believe Best Rap Song of the Year
Yeah.
with Science and Engineers with Andre Three Stacks and
3,000.
Future.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh, so I haven't heard the album in its entirety. I've heard like maybe 2 or 3 songs. But what I did hear, I did like the flow on, and I think it was something different. I
I
haven't
heard
listened
it
to.
was
I am way behind in my music. I'm just gonna
my
say that.
friend my friend told he's a hip hop historian. That's what we like to call him. He'll say it himself. But he said it was well deserving.
Yeah, I feel
Killer
like
Mike did
everybody.
have he said Killer Mike did have the best project last year. You know what I'm saying?
I I
For the
I, I
most
have no reason to.
for the most part, because I think somebody dropped late last year. But they don't really count late drops.
Yeah, they don't count that.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was it's not a beef or nothing. It's kind of one of those situations where because Kai is so young, I guess he did his stream or maybe made a post or something. So when Killer Mike won, he's like, "Who the fuck is Killer Mike? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like who allowed him to win?" And so Killer Mike, ironically enough, had a Breakfast Club interview that posted earlier today that I watched while in transport, taking my daughter back and forth to school and all that, whatever. And Killer Mike is like a super OG, and I really respect him for this because he ain't trying to shit on homie or nothing. He just like, you younger. I don't like now that I've won, you didn't know who I was. Go check out the album and see why they said I won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like go. And he's like, as you get older, my music will resonate more with you. Like I can understand you not knowing who I am because some of the stuff I'm talking about you probably can't relate to. You young, you ain't got no
Straight
family, you
up.
ain't got no kids to worry about. You know, it's not necessarily a
Yeah, just
disconnect, but
but
you have
that
no
just
reason
that
to seek
time
out.
period anyway though.
It's a time difference.
Yeah. You don't know
So
nothing
I
about the
think he
'90s,
handled it
bro, or the early
most
'80s.
definitely. So I
I
think
don't
he
know nothing
handled
about
it
the
pretty
early '80s.
well.
My bad.
No, you good, you good. I just think he handled it very well, man. And I think Killer Mike also said he also wasn't too familiar with Kai Cenat either. So again, it shows that
Yeah.
it's not a disconnect more so as it's like what
The
I'm
age
doing
gap.
you ain't really into, and what you doing I'm not sitting around watching Twitch off for 4 6 hours, you know what I'm saying, while you party and kick it and do blind test and all that other, all the, don't get me wrong, Kai Cenat stream be lit. The ones that I be catching, it be lit. I just watched the whole thing with him in 21. It was decent. Then I did check out the 24-hour stream with him and Offset, and then I seen a couple minutes of the one with him and Nikki. So bro be doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Killer Mike is definitely one of the goats. He is part of the legendary Dungeon family. For a lot of people who don't know, which Future also hails from as well. So excuse me. So
Outcasts too.
Outcast, Goody Mob.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people who may not know that, who even it's people our age who don't know stuff like that,
Yeah, most definitely.
So yeah, but that's pretty much what I had to touch on. That's pretty much what I had to touch on. This week's conspiracy theory isn't much more it's not as much as a conspiracy theory as it is maybe just like a thought provoking conversation. It's not necessarily a conspiracy in a sense of a conspiracy, but it is one of them things that make you go, hmm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the conspiracy theory this week is ancient civilizations, right? The people who existed in the time frame that we call BC. Because right now, technically, for people who don't know, we living in AD, which means we at one point we started from zero, and now we're counting up. As from BC, they started at whatever number and counted down. For people who don't know that, but so a lot of ancient civilizations, especially one that a lot of people there's two really that are most like well three really that are most famous, which are the Sumerians, the ancient Egyptians, and then the Mayans. Today, I think we gonna ask a couple questions about the Mayans. Um, the only thing they left us was a couple of pyramid-like temples, right? Sumerians left us tablets. They left us a lot of literature. They left us a lot of things. Egypt left us the pyramids. They left us. We find sarcophaguses with bodies in them. We have a good idea, somewhat. I won't even say a good idea. That's a lie. We have a very minimal idea of some of the history because we don't know what a lot of that sand is hiding over there, but that's another conversation. But the Mayans have left us nothing. It's like they were here and they disappeared. But for those of you who are not familiar with the Mayans, if you've ever seen the movie Apocalypto, that movie was about the Mayans. And if you know the world ends at 2012, the Mayans are also the ones who supposedly created this calendaric, if that's a word, this calendar system that supposedly they made all these thousands of years ago that calculated that a certain date in December of 2012, in the year of 2012, something was super major was going to happen in the world, which it didn't, at least not that we know of. We could be living in a civilization, a stimulation or a black hole right now, but we don't know that right now. But however, the problem with the Mayans are we have found no trace of them outside of the pyramids. And also, let's keep in mind too that the Mayan civilization, it was not necessarily just a group of people. It was a bunch of powerful cities that operated as like a country more so than a condensed uh, city, or I guess I could say. So we have no bones, we have no burial sites, we have nothing left of these people. And I think the thought just kind of makes a person wonder, well, where did they go? What the hell happened to these people? How are they here and they gone? You can find me a dinosaur bone from 65 million years ago and can't find me a bone from an Aztec that lived 4,000 years ago. Certain things just don't make sense. And I know no matter how they chose to disperse of themselves, because there were so many of them and they existed in so many different areas, there should be at least something left of them. And as far as we know, as far as that they tell us up to date, as of now, there is not a single trace that these people actually ever existed outside of these sketches and these etches. Even with the Sumerians, you find burial sites, you find bones of people. And I know y'all hear that and like, well, why is that so significant? Because it proves that those people were there. It proves that they were here. Bones fossilized. And to not be able to find a bone on something or someone that you knew existed, they left proof that they were here, but we don't have anything of them physically. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a very interesting topic, man. I think the world would like to know. Just ancient civilizations in general, man. Like with the Sumerians and some of their tablets and how they say it was different gods that ruled each major city and all these descriptive things. And I think a lot of times people need to take into consideration, as hard as it is to believe, there has to be some truth to some of the things, right? Because these people, their way of telling us, outside of writing in what Sumerians, I believe their tablets are written in what they call cuneiform. So um we can't assume that we know how to translate these things. People claim that they can. Oh, I can take a symbol and translate it to this letter. But here's the thing: the alphabet as we know it didn't exist back then. So certain words that you're trying to tell me that these people said, I find that really hard to believe. You want to know why? Because they wouldn't have had the letters to put said words together, right? They just didn't exist. So what they did, they left things in art form, right? And I think we have to start leaning more on if we really want to learn the truth, because the government ain't gonna tell us. They probably know. They probably have figured some of this stuff out. They're not gonna tell us. And we talk about this a lot on conspiracy theory. Stop trusting them government people. You heard? They not gonna tell you the truth, but them people don't care about you, boy. Stop doing that. Look at the proof. Look at what they show you. You want to know why they show you? Because they know you're not gonna do anything. They know you're not gonna do the research. What they used to tell us: the best way to hide something from a black man is to put it in the book, because they thought we weren't gonna read it. Right? They put it right in your face, and what you gonna do? Dismiss it. Oh, they showing a picture of a human like being with wings on his back. That ain't got nothing to do with no angel. The wings was to signify that these people came from the sky. The only thing they could look up and saw that was, if you can fly, you must be like a bird. That ain't got nothing to do with no angel, man. That was a metaphor to show you how these people travel, how they carried themselves, how they move, and so on and so forth. And I think we need to stop assuming that what we know is the truth. What we don't know is the truth. What we know is the lies that they feed us to control us and to manipulate us. That's what we know. And there's a reason why that's what we know. Why can't nobody tell me how Stonehenge was built? Why can't now, with all this modern day technology we have, why can't the best architect in the world build a pyramid? Why can't they do it? These people supposedly was dumb cavemen. Think about how beautiful Egypt is. Even now, as it sits in partial ruin, the precision, the paints, the colors, them don't seem like people who didn't know nothing to me. Very funny how the coordinates for I think it's Giza, or is like the coordinates is also, if you line it up, it's also the speed for, it's also how fast the speed of light travels. Just certain things aren't a coincidence. It's also very funny that the highest point of those pyramids also lines up with the highest point in Mars, which is Mount Olympus, which is the biggest volcano in our solar system. A lot of these things aren't coincidences. First of all, how the hell do y'all even know that? Ain't no human ever been to Mars, but y'all know that that's the high point, and somehow y'all managed to just figure out that that high point makes a direct connection with the tip of the pyramid, the highest pyramid. Them people knew something, man. See, what we see is just a bunch of sand bricks and what the Mayans left and all that. Even with the Mayans, there's a sound barrier in the top of their pyramid when you climb up there. There's something that happens. I can't explain it quite 100% because I forgot exactly what it is. But there's a pitch and sound and how it works, right? These are things that you just don't don't discover these things by accident, right? And so we don't know what the pyramids look like when they were first made, but what they say is it was gold plated at the top and it had marble walls. Of course, everything's been dumbed down now. Why do you think a lot of things were defaced? The Sphinx didn't have a nose because it shows how much the nose looked like a black person nose, or African's nose. They went and they destroyed so much things. Why would you run through a library and set it on fire? What is it that you didn't want me to know? What is it that you didn't want the world to learn about? Because back then books were extremely valuable. Books were worth as much as gold to some people because it contained the knowledge. So with that being said, I'm gonna just use that to say this is why we have the knowledge is change. We encourage y'all to, yeah, we're gonna talk some funny topics, yeah, we're gonna hit some serious topics, and then we're gonna do stuff like this, thought provoking. Some of y'all may not care. Some of y'all may just find it interesting and want to have something to research before you go to bed at night. I encourage, no matter what it is, look into it, if not a lot, just a little bit. Because you never know what you can find, man. And if you find something very interesting, come drop a like, a share, put it in the comments, man, and we can touch on it. We can talk about it. And that's this week's conspiracy theory / thought provoking idea.
Oh man. It was it was something you had said that I wanted to speak on, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I said a lot. I said a lot.
But no, but oh yeah, I was about to say, stop letting people this Black History Month, y'all. Stop letting people tell y'all black people didn't know how to read and write.
Hmm.
We read and we wrote in our own language.
Not
They
only that,
could
we
under
also taught. Do research on the Moors.
taught like you said, you like teaching. You said,
Yeah, yeah, we taught. Do
oh,
research on the
taught.
Moors and what
Okay,
they did
so
for the
yeah,
and
so
what they did for Europeans. Do research on that.
we read and we taught in our own language,
Yep,
which means we communicated.
yep,
Which means when they say, "Oh, black people couldn't read or write," they basically saying they couldn't understand us. That's
yep,
what that's what so they wanted to teach us their language so they could communicate with us and know what we're always thinking and what we're always doing or whatever. And then from that point, our communication, our original ways of speaking, our original ways of thinking, our original ways of writing gets wiped out because of generations. Because once they start teaching that stuff 20 years down the line, you know what? This was funny too. They said 20 years is a generation, dog. I did not know that. 20 years is one generation. So,
which makes sense if you think about it.
yeah, most definitely, because a boy is a man in 20 years, right? Like
Yeah,
19 is your last teenage year. So, yeah, it makes sense, right?
yeah, it makes sense.
But so you think about all them teachers and after all the traumatizing ass whoopings they was giving us and other thing, hot boxes and all the punishments and all that unnecessary brutality and stuff
Yep,
to get us to stop talking and speaking, I mean, stop speaking and writing or whatever, communicating in our own language. So that's something that I would like to add on to this thought provoking segment.
yeah,
That we were always communicating. They just didn't understand us. So they just said we couldn't read and write and made it sound like we was retarded or not to use that word, that we were mentally challenged or
they
whatever.
tried to make it seem like something was wrong with us, but we
Yeah,
had to teach them how to bathe. We had to teach them how to map out certain paths. We taught them a lot of the art of war, physical combat, the art of physical combat, hunting skills. You know, these things,
farming,
these are things
agriculture,
that
all
they
that.
don't
Yeah.
want us to know. Even Hitler would not dare touch an African person.
Dog, check this
And he
out.
did a lot.
This guy told me he was like and we could wrap this whole podcast over. You can do the outro. But this guy told me he was like, "Hey man, ain't nothing over there in Europe. He said everything everywhere they went or whatever. Why you think everywhere they went they tried to take it over? So
Yeah.
let me start over. He said there's nothing in Europe. Why do you think everything everywhere they go they try to take it over? They went to Africa, paradise. They went to America. And he said they went to Africa, paradise. They found us there. They went
Mm-hmm.
to America, America, paradise. They found Native Americans there. They, everywhere they went, they seen paradise because it wasn't nothing in Europe. So,
Yeah.
like you said, why you think they burning down all these libraries, or why you
Mm-hmm.
think they rushing and stealing all our arts and our tablets and all our like basically our language and heritage and
Yeah.
locking it up over there, bro, because they don't
Mm-hmm.
want us to know who we are, fam. He
Yeah.
was like he said every diamond in the queen's crown is from Africa, dog. Every
And
jewel
most of them,
in
and
the
most of
queen's
them are
crown is
stolen.
from Africa.
Yeah. And most of them are stolen. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that, but these are the people who we look up to though. They're thieves, they're murderers, they're inhuman, they're monsters, for
Yeah,
lack of a better way to put it. And you know what? This is my platform. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. They monsters. All you got to do is the research. They'll tell you they self. Just look at history. You can watch the news and see how the difference is. They now it's getting to the point to where now they're starting to turn on each other. They're savages.
yeah. You
You
said
know,
the
we work.
savages. Thank you,
But
Lord.
they are
Go
though.
ahead,
Look at
go
how
ahead.
now see now they're getting so bloodthirsty. Now they're looking at their own kind and still seeing red. At first
Yeah,
it was just us and everybody else. Now y'all look at each other and y'all so filled with lust and power and bloodthirst. Now you willing to attack your own kind. Now y'all becoming cannibals at this point. Metaphorically speaking, y'all becoming cannibalistic. You're willing to kill people off who look just like you, who act like you, who for the most part, some of them may even value the same things you value. And so we got to start really taking these things in. And this ain't about race, because whoever you are as a fan, if you support me, I'll rock with you. You
yeah,
know, everybody don't fit the bill. You
yeah.
know, it's some black people who are however they is, and so whatever, however.
Them
But
motherfuckers know who they are.
yeah,
And
exactly,
because it's
exactly.
out right now, they pissed off. And if you
Yeah,
pissed off because what we said, then you
you the one
know
we
you
talking about.
exactly. You the
Yeah,
problem, my nigga. So
yeah,
like, along with your motherfucking research, take some accountability. And
yeah.
and that goes, maybe you didn't put
Tell
your
your grandma,
black card.
tell your grandfather to
Thank you,
take the
bro.
Confederate flag off the wall above the kitchen table. You know, if that ain't you, if that ain't how you feel, take that down. Tell somebody, hey, why y'all still got that up in the house? This ain't that no more. Take that down. But see, you ain't gonna do it because deep down inside, you reside with what you know. Yeah, you cool. Yeah, when you at work with me, you cool. You might even ask me how I'm doing. But when you go home, you waiting to see something happen to me on the news. You want to see me laid out in the street. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't bat an eye about it. Oh man, I just left work with it. You wouldn't even care. You'll just keep watching it. You'll get up and go poke you and go get up and crack you a brew like ain't nothing happened. And I know you would. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. I wouldn't too much care about certain kinds of people either.
Yeah.
But just for a different reason though. You know, but like I say, man, it's out here and it's becoming more and more prevalent. And for the people who don't want to do research, just keep tuning in every week to the Knowledge Exchange for our conspiracy theories and our thought-provoking ideas and conversations. And this is where we'll put y'all in at. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and watching. Peace.